Well, good evening. Laddies, lasses, and lasses, welcome to the clip. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Do you know how to smell even more astoundingly? That's right, have a little plushie, because everyone who sees you with a plushie like this will automatically mentally link you to nice smelling things. Like, oh my god, they have a baby plushie, they must smell like lavender and amazingness. Absolutely beautiful. Link in the description, available for a short time. Only get them now before you forget it for the rest of your mortal days. Anyway, today, we're going to do something absolutely amazing. We're going to do this. And then a bit of this. That's right. We're going to look at r/FacePalm, one of my traditionally favorite subreddits that always has wacky stories, plot twists, and moments that just make us go, oh, humanity, why am I a part of this? And we can laugh about it together without feeling too miserable. Enjoy. Mwah. Host of YouTube parenting channel is charged with child abuse. Ooh, who could have seen that one coming? Ruby, a Utah mother known for chronicling her strict parenting style, was arrested after one of her children ran into a neighbor's house seeking help. Yeah, you know, family channels. Oh, what a vibe, baby. You know, I bet in 5 to 10 years from now, there's gonna be a massive surge of videos on YouTube from people who used to be kids in these kind of families coming out with like their horror stories and lawsuits and all that kind of thing. 5 to 10 years, I am calling it. Isn't that the lady who banned her kid from using her own bedroom and sent the kid to wilderness discipline camp? There are wilderness discipline camps? What does that mean? Timmy, you're on your phone too much. Now you're gonna be feral for a week. No red flags there. Nope. The neighbor saw duct tape on the boy's ankles and wrists and called law enforcement. The affidavit said the boy was taken to a hospital where he was put on a medical hold due to his deep lacerations from being tied up with rope and from his malnourishment. Arrest records state. Frankie's 10-year-old daughter was later found malnourished at Hildenbrand's house, was also taken to hospital, officers said. That is so freaking bad. This is so much worse than I thought it was. Oh my god. I just thought, like, here is this quirky Karen who's like obsessed and a little bit sociopathic, who's just using her kids for clout, but you know, at least they have a roof over their head kind of thing, but they're kind of a crappy parent. This is like a horror movie. Oh my god. Recreate the looks of Roman emperors. Hadrian, Augustus, Aurelian, Tiberius. Why did he make them all so white? Because life is not Netflix. Oh, Twitter, yes indeed, arguing the real issues. Why are the marble statues of Romans so white? You know, maybe this should be seen as a positive. Maybe this means that the world is getting so amazingly good that people still feel the need to argue things, but it's like silly things, which means that there are no real problems left, right? Just kidding. It's just that people choose to focus on this for some reason. It makes it double shade. Russia's currency in free fall. Really? Where? And here is a little graph. Oh my god, look, it's going up. But if you look carefully, this is USD divided by rubles. So of course it would go up if the ruble reduces in value. So basically you flip the graph upside down there, good sir, and then trying to prove a point. Oh, you think this graph is spiraling downwards? Haha. Yeah, upward.
We need to abolish abortion, no exceptions.
Oh, gee.
Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And that's from the Bible?
Yeah, from Jeremiah 1.
All right.
So God knows these babies in the womb. He has a purpose and a destiny for each child. They shouldn't be killed.
All right.
Didn't he kill all the firstborn sons in Egypt?
I think I'm done.
You know, the wholesome twist to this is when she says, I think I'm done, means that she magically changed her mind. And she's like, oh my god, you're actually correct. God was a little bit of a murderous rascal, so maybe this isn't the best argument ever. So that is the wholesome twist. She is now a fighter for women's rights all across the globe. I mean, we can wish, at least. That makes me sleep better at night. Next meme, please. Number 1, if God exists, then atheism is false. 2, God exists. 3, therefore, atheism is false. Source material. Random person on Twitter. Oh my god. I remember back in like 5th grade or something like that, we were like 10 years old, and we were just learning about sourcing. So, you know, we had presentations in school, and you were supposed to write wherever you found the information used for the presentation at the end of the presentation. And the amount of kids that said like Wikipedia and Google were their sources. They were legitimately Google as sources on these little presentations made by like 10-year-olds. Absolutely beautiful. This gives me the same vibe. Source material. This tweet. that I wrote myself. In America, you can buy orange slices in a plastic container as if there wasn't already a container for orange slices. An orange. Number 1, these are rare. Number 2, these are almost always sold for the elderly and the like who may struggle with peeling an orange. I mean, it's like a little bit of a silly thing. It's like, oh my god, we plastified something that is already in nature. Like, I get the joke. But also, like, oranges are really messy to peel, fam. My god.
Finally got approved! If you're looking to get a loan with little to no credit, try Bright Lending.
Bright Lending electronic signature. You're approved for funding. Loan amount, $800. Deposit date. Repayments, 22 payments of $203 bi-weekly. Wait a second. I need to run this in my calculator. Hold on, baby. I'm sweating. $203 with 22 payments. That's $4,466 you pay back bi-weekly. So it's every second week. Oh my god, that is insane. So it's 11 months. So in less than a year, you have to pay back almost $5,000 for borrowing $800. This is like the most predatory sack of shite loan I have ever seen in my life. You know, I've heard of bad rates on loans and stuff before, but Jesus heckin' Christ, fam.
September 11, 2001. Always remember.
What is that in the middle? What on earth is that in the middle? What kind of memorial? What? Is it something wholesome from the other side, but it just looks completely whack from this? This is so... What is this supposed to be? So here is a lady, like before-after pictures. She's made some fitness progress. Look at that. That's a pretty impressive transformation. Good on you.
That's not even the same person. Where's the tattoos? Oh, the tattoo switched arms. Oh, the tattoo just changed lives. They're the same people.
Damn, didn't know tattoo swap signs because losing weight. Damn, that shit's crazy. That's not her. Different tattoos on left hand.
There's 2 different people. Look at the tattoos.
Hell no. Don't even have the same tattoos.
Wow, it even changed her tattoos. Very impressive. They're different people. That tattoo went from this hand to that hand. Oh, whoever believed this is stupid. Where her tattoos go? Didn't know weight loss would also make your tat shift from one arm to the other. Why are the tattoos different? My god, can we solve it together maybe? Ooh, it is a mystery of the universe. If you look very closely and compare picture 1 to picture 2, you can see that picture 1 is taken with a direct camera objective, but picture 2 is taken in the mirror, which means that the picture will be mirrored and the arms kind of swappity-swappity places, which means that a tattoo would appear to be on the other arm. Mirrors are very difficult for Instagram comments. Mom who lives 3 minutes from school says her daughter's bus ride is an hour long. Oh, because it like goes all the way around the neighborhood before finally ending up at a school. Isn't there a Simpson episode that's kind of a parody on this? When Homer has to go to work and he drives through all the traffic, the entire city, there's lines and it takes like 2 hours to get there. But then when he's finally there, he's just on a fence on the other side of the street from his house and can literally wave to his family. It feels like that. The indigenous people known as the Huicol first appeared in the highlands of central Mexico some 15,000 years ago. According to their ancient traditions, both men and women would experience the pain of childbirth. Here is how it was done. The father would position himself on the rafters with a rope tied around his scrotum, while the mother would pull on it while giving birth. You know, I'm all about like respecting the troubles of life and don't underestimate childbirth and all that kind of stuff, but it's just like really necessary. It feels like it just creates more suffering for no reason. What is the point of this? Oh, or maybe it was a technique that was kind of like, you know, oh, husband, if you really want me to have more babies, at least let me pull on your testicles first. So kind of like both people have to have pain, so one party doesn't just convince the other one to have countless babies. Maybe that's the reason why. Just make a little bit of a cost on the other side too. Okay, I see the logic now.
Men, if DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages and women deserve better.
Is it even a marriage at this point though? It's like you literally had a baby with another person and then it's like, oh gee, random man, you have to take care of this baby. Nah, I think just like respectful relationships with a bit of communication is probably the way to go, fam. What the hell is this? At least there are like 9,000 quote retweets and only 1,000 likes. That typically means, in Twitter linguistics, I have learned over the years, that not a lot of people agreed with this. So that's at least good to see. Quote retweets are basically a dislike button.
I want my first daughter to be a girl.
Okay, I mean, in the current day and age, I can see how this can be kind of like a wholesome thing, you know? It has like an undertone to it. You know, when you look at it first, it's very silly. But when you look at it again, it's kind of like, you know what? You know, okay. This man thought my auntie was his wife, and we just let it happen. Oh, that's so good! Wait, is that the actual wifey behind? They have like the same clothes. Okay, I understand why the mix-up happened. Look, now he's actually like, okay, wifey. Wait, oh my god, it's like the same person. Look at that. There is a glitch in the Matrix. They're literally carbon copies. They have the same jacket, same haircut, same height, everything. Oh my god, that's so funny. This reminds me of those times when you were a kid and got lost in the supermarket and came running after your parent, and like every adult looks the same because they're all so tall, and just a random person with the same jacket as your dad was standing around, you come and pull them, and a stranger turns around and you're just like, ah, what happened to my dad? This is that, but adult form. Priscilla Presley on her 10-year age gap with Elvis Presley.
Even though I was 14, I was actually a little bit older in life, not in numbers. He was very kind, very soft, very loving, but he also respected the fact that I was only 14 years old.
What do you mean older? I am 14, but I identify as 30. God, if it was only that easy. Like, oh my god, my back hurts today. No, you know what, today I'm only 19. It is okay. It's fine. Back, you're not allowed to hurt. This 15-year-old wept as her parents told her their insurance company denied her for minimally invasive brain surgery that could end her seizures. Children's Hospital jumps into action to help save a 7-year-old's elf on a shelf after he was attacked by her dog. America healthcare. Hell yeah, you see, the reason is there is no free healthcare for people, but apparently for elves on shelves. We have learned something new today. This is so wild. Seeing things like this side by side is just, oh my god, man. Oh my god. But don't get me wrong, the story on the right, in of itself, in isolation, in a vacuum, is very sweet and wholesome and silly, right? But seeing it side by side is so messed up, man. Capitalist, be like a pig pizza, please don't form a union. Oh yeah, it really do be like that though. Sorry, we can't give you a raise this year, but how about a ping pong table? Ooh. The reason people quit their job isn't because of salary reasons or for more prosperous ventures. It's because of ping pong tables and pizza nights. Yes, indeed. A pilot dies after gender reveal stunt ends in plane crash in front of the guests. Okay, but did they get to find out what the gender was, though? I mean, if it's a good gender reveal party, I guess, you know, frick lives and that kind of stuff. Just sacrifice everything. I have seen so many of these headlines. They're just the wildest things. I've seen everything from poisoning water supplies in cities, to plane crashes, to accidents, to people just getting hurt in silly ways, you know, getting hit in the head with baseball bats and stuff because they're trying to smash a balloon or something. Maybe these parties have gone a little bit overboard, you know? I don't know when they started, but they seem very silly. I stayed at a landscape hotel called Willow House in one of the most remote corners of the country last week. $600 a night. Almost anyone can justify that. That sounds pricey, unless you're getting something really good out of it. And the aesthetic was reminiscent of Amagiri, the highest RevPAR hotel in America, which is $6,000 plus a night. Look at this concrete box with a view of sand. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks like a decent place for decompressing and stuff. I kind of like the vibe inside of that thing. But I wouldn't pay $600 a night for this. And I certainly wouldn't pay $6,000 a night for this. It's a box. I actually rented a similar place to this that was more like, you know, outside of the city when I was vacating once. And it costed like $60 a night. Something like that. You know, this is ridiculous. This is so weird. I don't understand his attitude when people are trying to show off really basic looking things that are just overpriced. Ooh, look at this basic hotel room. I paid $6,000 for it. Why? Why? It's not showing off. It's just silly. Concrete blocks, communal kitchen, IKEA furniture, $1,000 plus per night, minimum 2 nights stay. It's a hostel, basically. Pass. Oh, $600 to live like a moisture farmer on Tatooine. It really is like that, though. Do you want to immerse yourself what it's like to live in a sand hole? Come to our little concrete boxes and we'll show you the way. Oh, yes, indeed. So here is just a bunch of people sitting here and wham and walking up, and everyone is just looking at the, there's a, oh my, wait, is that Emma Watson? I think it might be. It's hard to tell. The picture's a bit blurry, but this is really cringe, man. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Like, here's the thing. I think most people can admit to the fact that sometimes your eyes slip for a bit, right? I think it's pretty natural. It happens to everyone. And I think it's a natural part of life. It's when you stare excessively, it becomes weird. Like this. You're on a panel with like the UN or something based on the flag that's hanging there. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, that's a butt. Bruh. And it's like everyone. God, that's so tacky.
Why do they even exist? What good LGBTQ is doing for society?
Oh, yes, indeed. Let me tell you there, edgy Timmy, 12 years old. What good are you doing for society, huh? Apart from writing really stupid YouTube comments. I would say your contribution to society is actually negative. I mean, this line of logic is just so heckin' ridiculous. You can make this argument about anything. Or just about this. Like, do you think it's gonna be magically hyper-productive for society if, like, ooh, a straight couple went home together tonight? Oh, I guess that's gonna change society forever. What the hell do you mean, Timmy?
Of course I'm a misandrist. It is all men, and they all disgust me. There is no such thing as a safe man thinking of one. Look through his following list, ask him what naughties he is watching and how often. Listen to the jokes he laughs at with his friends online. Watch how he looks at the women around him. Women are not people, but items to be gawked at. Longed for and kept is always there somehow, no matter how nice they are or how much they learn from men are incapable of viewing women as anything but holes and mothers. How could I not hate men?
Ooh, I can feel that positive attitude just glowing out of this glorious text. I think most people can admit that there are issues in society. Oh my god, society have issues. I know, right? How awful. And there are definitely issues that are more or less prominent in various demographics. I think we can also acknowledge some parts of that. But like, this line of logic is very silly, because what you do is basically demonize anyone who isn't you, and what that tells them is that no matter what they do, it's never gonna be good enough. So this kind of line of logic probably alienates more people from whatever cause you want to really promote. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this kind of stuff, at least in how widespread it is probably like sponsored and endorsed by people on the other side of the spectrum who like genuinely dislikes, for example, women's movement because they want to make them look as bonkers as possible. I've seen that happen with a few different things. I remember I saw that happening with, for example, environmental movement, that some of the more, well, wacky parts of it were actually endorsed by like oil companies, and they got sponsorships because they wanted to make the environmental movement look nutty. So that's also something to keep in mind. But no, this is obviously very silly. TikTok, please cease. Thank you.
My 15-year-old daughter got a B in class today. I took away her phone, laptop, TV, bedroom door, bed, pillows, and blankets away for 2 weeks. Should I have done more?
Yes, why did you stop with just that? You should have had her entire room wrecked, gather all her things and burn them. After that, you should have dragged her all the way down the street and left her there. After you're done with that, call this number. The person answering will make sure all your problems are solved. Oh, that can be either like really threatening or it's like Child Protective Services. I hope it's the latter. But Jesus freaking Christ. My child got the second best grade in school, so I ripped their life away from them. You know, there are different ways to motivate people in the world. You know, you can offer people a carrot, you can try to guide them through things, you can be a bit harsh in certain situations, but this kind of stuff is just gonna make them incredibly insecure, have trust issues, and just learn how to lie. This isn't anything that will actually motivate them, and they will probably leave you behind as soon as they turn 18, which, based on this, I think they are probably right in doing. This is absolutely awful. What are you doing? Jesus Christ.
Did you know our servers survive on your tipping kindness?
Pay your workers. God, America. Hello, name of a place that I will not say out loud because Twitter is gonna take it out of context. We are now in your zone. Excited and all that kind of stuff. Heck yeah, concert time, baby.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, choose your words wisely. I don't remember giving you the N-word pass.
This makes me happy to know that BTS isn't racist, because I would never listen to BTS again if they were racist. What? Your father wanted to send me this message to stop racism.
Something isn't right here.
SMH my head. I can't believe Korea is the CEO of racism. Be careful of the words you use. Hello? Just to clarify, the boys are not in any way being racist. They're referring to an island here in the Philippines named this word that sounds like an American bad word. They are going to a concert tour and it's their first stop. Here is this place, the 4th largest island of the Philippines, with a land area of a lot. Not a fan of them, but they're a Philippine-based boy band greeting a Philippine province they're performing in. There is literally no way to have worded it better. It's a little entitled to hear a Westerner demand an Asian boy band group cater to your cultural context. It's not like even, not even the same regional language. These are the same people who get mad at crayons for labeling their black crayons in Spanish.
Like that one YouTuber got mad when she found out the name of this place on Wikipedia.
Edit, as someone else pointed out, it was a reaction on a Eurovision video, not in fact some random Wikipedia scroll through. I misremember the content of the video. Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that too, it was like a couple years ago. That was fascinating. Oh, the next post is actually the crayon thing. The people at Crayola have some explaining to do. Sorry you've taken offense. This word is pronounced like this. It's the literal Spanish translation for the word black. Here it comes again. We are grateful for the opportunity to respond. My God, I swear to ass, if I was like a social media manager, I would just flip. Hi, you little dum-dum. Did you know that the world stretches further than your local Walmart? I swear to God, I see this kind of stuff pop up on Twitter, like, relatively often nowadays. It's kind of fascinating, but I think it's very much like a younger audience that is a little bit too much on Twitter that also doesn't have any other like cultural connections or doesn't speak any other languages. Because one thing you realize if you travel the world a bit and you speak a couple of different languages is that different things have different weight, different meaning, and different history in different places. Just because something vaguely sounds like something in some other language doesn't necessarily mean it's even referring to the same thing. Take for example the Filipino island. Has nothing to do with anything bad. It's just the name of a place that probably also existed, most likely, before that was even a bad word in the Americas, for example. It just gets a little bit silly. I don't know, it's really forced and it's really outraging for like nothing, and it just makes me a little bit sad and gigglish. 23-year-old Mexican rapper Danzer surgically implants gold chains into his head to serve as his hair. Oh my God! This is basically getting earrings in your entire head. Isn't this just like infection galore though? This sounds awful. What happens if someone pulls your hair? Holy shite. They say you can't buy a nice house for under $300K in Miami, but I just locked up a 4,000 square foot, 6-bedroom home for only $290K. I am going to be a homeowner in the Metaverse. You basically bought an NFT of a house instead of buying an actual house. Oh, this was tweeted in September 2022. Okay, that value probably tanked. You know, if I had 290K just laying around and considering, you know, property, I would probably invest in, you know, a real house that I could actually live in. Apart from like, you know, I would spend it before this. This is weird. This is the equivalent of spending all that money on like microtransactions in a mobile game.
Wanting a strong woman is a sign of homosexuality. Any masculine man wants a submissive woman.
Well, they have done it. It is now gay to be straight. Hello, fellow men. If you like women, but not a very specific kind of woman, then you're actually gay. What's that? You need to be with men to be gay? No.
Kids these days don't know the struggle. Look at these cables.
You really struggled with this? Literally match the colors, bro. Honestly, I struggled with some stuff like this. Like, some of that stuff was really colorblind deluxe. I could sit there and try to pair it up and be like, is this yellow or green? It's such a shit color. Y'all know this happens if you microwave foil for like 3 minutes. Look at this and it turns into a really cool ball. Bish butt N-word, and it's just an exploded microwave. Oh my God. Yeah, disclaimer for YouTube. Don't microwave metal. Thank you. Young lady felt like someone was entering her apartment, so she installed a camera. Yup, it's her landlord sniffing her underwear. You know when landlords always talk about like, ooh, the scrumptious service they're offering and how it's actually worth it and how they're not like blood-sucking little individuals. It's not only blood-sucking, it's also panty-sniffing. Oh my God, please call the cops. Please call the cops. A woman stole money from her boyfriend's bank account for a Beyonce concert when he had the money saved for his child's heart surgery.
Yay, priorities, Beyonce, woo!
It never ceased to amaze how selfish people can be. Some people will betray anyone if it means to get whatever they want. And also like a ridiculously small scale of it. It's not even like, ooh, my heart surgery versus this person's heart surgery. It could be kind of like boiled down to like, you know, just survival instinct and that kind of stuff because, you know, being selfish to some extent, I suppose, has been a survivable trait throughout history and that kind of stuff. That wouldn't be as surprising, even if it would be like backstabbing and cruel, you know, on a moral level, but it would be understandable, so to say. This is just wild. It's like you literally sacrifice something life-savingly important for just like, ooh, listening to songs one evening. That's wild. The saddest part is how they do these things in the heat of the moment. In other words, people would ruin someone else's long-term plans for short-term gains. One man was dealing with the stress of his child needing to have a heart operation. He expected his girlfriend to bring peace, or at least not add stress, but she stole his money to buy Beyonce concert tickets. Yeah, no, I would probably do some kind of legal action here, because it also sounds like the money was stolen. It doesn't sound like they have shared finances. So yeah, no, get the money back. Make her pay for it. Jesus Christ, that's so bad. With iPhone 15's USB-C, the classic "can I borrow iPhone cable" flex won't work anymore. I don't know how an inferior cable was ever a flex. Aw, moody woody. Ooh woo. I see you're still having fun on Twitter. Heck yeah, but yeah, when was an iPhone cable a flex? It was just annoying. Do people actually flex phone chargers? Is that the thing? God, that's so sad. Daily Mail, female, that's a pun. Not long to go. Pregnant Kay tenderly cradles her baby bump while wrapping up her royal duties ahead of maternity leave. And William confirms she's due any minute now. Look at those pictures, sweet baby mama. Daily Mail news.
Why can't Meghan Markle keep her hands off her little bump? Experts tackle the question that has got the nation talking. Is it pride, vanity, acting, or a new age bonding technique? Disgusting.
You know, it's shite like this that makes me question, the validity of media, but also makes me really happy that I'm not like a proper person. I'm not like relevant enough to show up in actual newspapers. I just run my silly little meme gig on the corner of the internet. It's exactly for stuff like this. People like obsess weirdly over people who are public figures about personal stuff, and then they draw this like ridiculously black and white conclusion. Oh my god, this one person is cradling her to-be baby. That's the most beautiful thing ever. This person, the new age stuff, disgusting. Oh, god. Get a life. Get a life.
Not sure where you got Nazi from.
The swastika on his arm.
So you just assume. Gotcha.
I'm gonna assume in this context it probably doesn't mean like, a Buddhist peace symbol,
It is a bit cold outside this morning in the middle America. Aren't you glad you aren't heating your house with a solar panel like nitwit socialist at AOC is demanding?
How is solar panel socialist, but also that just grossly incorrect? Do solar panels work in the cold? Yes, solar panels work by absorbing light from the sun, not heat. In fact, the chemical reaction that occurs with the solar panel are more efficient at cooler temperatures. Also, white snow can act like a mirror to reflect more light onto them. Yeah, which is actually true. When it gets colder, you get slightly less resistance in them and actually a higher conversion rate. The problem, of course, in some countries, like Sweden, is if the panel gets covered in snow during winter, or you don't have enough sun hours during the day, you can of course get reduced production even though the temperature is colder. So there are more factors at play in it, but simply like this in some place where it seems like there isn't snow right now, it's silly. It's silly. Twitter, you don't know much, do you?
Bay is always trying to take photos of me caught me off guard with this one. And there's the shadow. People need to stop saying I took the photo. My husband is white, that's why you can't see his shadow. I'm not a liar.
I love that. It's so good.
Hi, we are your new neighbors. Our little girl is very young and impressionable, and we would like to know if you could tone down your godless activities when she's home from school. Thanks much. Bye, Barb and Tom.
Your godless activities? How do you think your own child was made, woman? What are is your child godless? I mean, maybe they are, like, ridiculously loud. That'd be kind of an interesting twist. 4-year-old scalped by lion after parents took him into enclosure for selfie. That tends to happen when you drag your kids into enclosures with wild animals. Don't do this, thank you.
What is a gender-neutral word you could use for your spouse? Waspend? Hife? Wifespend? I may be stupid.
This is the text version of looking for your glasses when they're on your head. Yeah, the spouse is a good one. The one you said in the first sentence. Whoops. Cognitive ability, health policy, and the dynamics of COVID-19 vaccination.
This got published. The results suggest that the complexity of the vaccination decision may make it difficult for individuals with lower cognitive abilities to understand the benefits of vaccination. Guys, it turns out we're all just morons.
You really just said it out loud, didn't you? Wow. 7 West Yorkshire police officers arrested a 16-year-old autistic teen after she allegedly told a female officer,
"You look like my lesbian nana."
Ooh, what an offense. That is a crime. Arrest that poor child right now. Throw them in Alcatraz. You would think that people that deal with, law enforcement stuff and rowdy people or locking up drunks would have slightly thicker skin, maybe.
You're making your woman pay half the bills and work 40 hours a week and wonder why she has an attitude?
Well, Princess Pisces. Wait, is your whole name Princess and a star sign? Yeah, okay. I can see why you have this opinion. It is dismissed. Tried my hand at hashtag TikTok. This one struck a nerve. Vaccines don't cause autism.
Brr, educate yourself, woman.
I did, thanks. 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 3 years of pediatric residency, 13 years of clinical practice.
No, but you don't understand. You didn't read specifically that one Facebook group that I get all my information from. If you don't read the same Facebook group, you're not actually educated. That is the truth. I challenge any game maker to come up with a game that rewards kids to be empathetic to situations involving other players/game characters, and rewards them for kind gestures and behaviors, and also positively reinforces kindness, politeness, and constructively can problem solve.
A Journey, Undertale, Stardew Valley, the entire Fallout series, Minecraft, Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, the vast majority of role-playing games made by BioWare. Would you like recommendations? I can keep going. Penny, we can find one to suit your taste, I am sure. Penny. Oh yeah, it's like when I went out and played Starfield and I found like a planet where they cloned historical figures. And of course I accidentally let Genghis Khan loose on the galaxy. I bumped into him later on around like orbiting a star, and he was like,
Ah, hello there, we are on our plundering train for the galaxy, and we toast to your glory, traveler.
like, hell yeah. I feel I did the right choice. I don't know, in my experience, most modern RPG games are pretty good at balancing this. It's like, sure, stealing can pay off if you know how to play the system, which is kind of close to reality, isn't it? But you're still gonna probably get chased by guards, or maybe they'll just take your stuff and you're gonna spend time in a jail cell, for example. And if you're kind, you might level up your follower, for example, so you can romanticize them. You see, the good guys get all the naughties. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful conclusion? You see, the good guys get all the girls and some of the boys as well, depending on which game you're playing. So I think Penny, that you're just full of poo. Time. I have a master's degree, 16 years of experience, work 2 extra jobs, and donate blood plasma to pay the bills. I am a teacher in America. It's such a bummer. Like, some of the most influential people towards our kids are not even remotely properly compensated. And some of the stuff I've seen teachers have to put up with like what the kids themselves do as well, is so freaking wild. And then they get like ganked up on by the parents as well, because
my little angel could never do anything wrong, even though they literally threw rocks at another kid or something, but like, it's my angel.
Thanks, Rosianne.
We blacks support Rosianne,
says this person with a white profile picture. Did you forget to change your profile before trying to, like, you know, I don't know, speak for a group that you're not a part of? That's very cringe, Mary. That's very cringe indeed.
I strongly believe that for heterosexual couples, only the woman gets to decide if they will have a kid, including when and how many. It is not a 50-50 decision. In fact, men should have the absolute no say or opinion on it. It is absolutely outside their scope.
You see, I have a magical solution to this, which I think avoids getting into the nitty-gritty of it. I'm just not gonna be in a relationship with you if this is your adult attitude towards making a family or having basic communication. Problem solved. The guy could get a vasectomy and not tell her. Might as well, since that marriage is already a disaster. This is why I had a vasectomy. Who gets to decide how my splooshies are used? No one. They are off the table, literally and figuratively. Ah, she sounds like a nice, reasonable person any guy would be lucky to share the responsibilities of parenthood with. I really want to know her views on lesbian relationships. Covering my parents' kitchen in Nutella. Yeah, there we go. You know, we read a lot of insane parents on this channel. Maybe it would be worth having like insane kids as well, because sometimes, goddamn, it's justified.
I can't go to the mall because everyone thinks I'm Taylor Swift. Oh my, look at that. It's almost the same, apart from, you know, it's not the same eye color, or like, you know, even haircut is not the same, or, you know, yeah. 2 librarians have been fired after they displayed an autism symbol that says "we all think differently," and a Maya Angelou quote, "In diversity there is beauty and strength." Someone reported the employees to officials, mistaking it as a pride symbol. I'm not surprised that these people didn't even get the message right, but that you still fired people over it and were still being poo-poo and discriminatory, but they even discriminated like the wrong thing. They're so inconsistent. They're just like, oh, this looks like something we should punish and discriminate, but they don't even know exactly what it is. That's pretty accurate to like what I think of these kind of people, yeah. Cancer is inflammatory of the cells. Doesn't matter if it's breast, lung, leukemia, or brain cancer. It's all coming from the same root issue. Sugar, seed oils, and processed foods. Am I wrong?
Alright. There are many correlations between like various consumptions and health or smoking, for example, or whatever, and developing cancer. You know, there are a lot of correlating factors, and some of it just comes out of nowhere as well. So, sure, you could talk about dietary tips for general healthy living and that kind of stuff, but this ain't it. What the frick? And it's also from like some carnivore diet thing. Wait, what do you... Okay, so that's the selling point. Everyone should only eat meat. I don't know, fam. That sounds... I mean, last time I read up on red meat, for example, maybe it's not exclusively red meat, who knows, but is that you shouldn't eat too much red meat because it stays in your system for longer and that can contribute to different kinds of, for example, stomach cancer. Not an expert at all. This is a while since I actually read up on it, but yeah, this seems very, very cherry-picked, doesn't it?
Preferred pronouns are for people who lack confidence in themselves.
So you don't have preferred pronouns?
I self-identify as me.
Which is a pronoun. Oh, grammar is difficult on Twitter.
I am preggo with my third child, and as I did my previous two, I am going to free birth. I decided I want to have this baby in a cemetery.
What?
I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it does.
But I think it would be a good way to balance life and death.
In what way? It just sounds really not sanitary.
The beginning and the end. Anyways, I wanted to know who I should call in for my plans so they don't think any burial in the area I want to birth in. I've already picked out a stone that I can lay on, and I will look cool in pictures.
That's very respectful, whoever the stone represents. Goddamn, I would want some random Facebook woman free birth on my grave. Feels great, man.
Also, do you think the groundskeeper will clean up the mess?
Is it part of the job description for a groundskeeper to clean up your messy birth? No.
Bump pics for attention.
Please, no. Don't know. No.
Beginning and the end. Yeah, maybe for like deluxe infections, then I suppose this like poetic little point
could actually become reality in a very horrible, painful way. Goody.
I am 51, looking for a submissive woman who aims to please me and take care of all my needs. Must be educated and thick. Must know how to cook because you will be cooking me 3 meals a day. No ugly duck women. No BBW women. What does that even mean? Can't wear any weave, lashes, or makeup. Weekly allowance of $100.
You know, if you're really trying to be a no questions asked sugar daddy, I think you need to offer at least a bit more sugar. You make more money like cutting your neighborhood lawns. Honestly, fam, come on. How to not wear a Disney sweater. I hope she did it on purpose. That'd be amazing. Oh my god. When I am an old person, this is the old person I aspire to be. And then I just pretend I have no clue.
Oh, what are you talking about, Timmy? What do you mean Mickey Mouse is just like looking into my butt?
Hey, pro-lifers of Texas, it is your time to shine, sweeties. 29,927 children in foster care in Texas and 3,378 children waiting for adoptive families. I expect to see this number drop dramatically in the next 30 days.
Being pro-life has nothing to do with after-birth care.
Whee! There we have it. Yippee! Woo!
It always lands in that kind of logic, doesn't it? You preach for stuff that isn't even really in the world yet, but you're also always preaching for someone else to fix it. It's like, I want to say and control what you should take care of, but if you ask me to lift a finger for my own beliefs, I'm not gonna do it. It gets you a little bit icky, doesn't it? Space facts. Biggest planet in our solar system, and the answer is Earth. Jupiter, 19%. Sorry, Jupiter, not big enough. You're a tiny boy. Earth is biggest planet in solar system. I saw it in the YouTube poll. And the saddest part, it comes from a channel called Space Facts. So you would think the audience is at least slightly knowledgeable.
But no, pleasant surprises.
The LGB trash man. Okay, and then there's something about abortions in parentheses. Sounds like a blast. Cancer is an entirely human-created ailment. It never existed in nature before we started messing around with chemicals and plastics. God didn't give you cancer. What is this argument? I literally had a bunny get cancer when I was a kid, if you want to make that argument. I don't think the bunny... Or maybe it's like, oh my god, it still lived adjacent to society, so hashtag cancer. You know, fam, most things existed before we even had a way to diagnose it. We just weren't very good at diagnosing it because our medical care sucked even more than it does now. Or wait, it didn't even suck, it was just non-existent. New report! Housing prices have increased 925% since 1960, but at least salaries have also increased 925%, so we're all good.
You just got passed by a girl.
The choice to put this sticker on the front of your car. Yeah, what are you doing, backing everywhere? What's the point of the sign? No one is gonna see it. Unilad, imposter does catwalk in trash bag at New York Fashion Week and no one noticed until security intervened. I love this. It's such a slap in the face to like ridiculous fashion stuff. Ah, here we go. It's the new fashion. It's being in touch with the urban streets.
Ooh, what a bold statement. You can see his nips. If the goalkeeper is allowed to pick up the ball, why doesn't he just pick it up and run across the field to the other goal? Is he dumb?
Yes, Courtney. Yes, the explanation to why no goalkeeper ever does this is just because they're all dumb. Yes.
Tide Pods and vaccines share 15 of the same ingredients.
And we share like 80% of DNA with banana peels. What's your point? I feel very banana peely today. Thank you very much. A little bit slippery and a little bit of glowing yellow. A bit fruity, if you will.
Is it possible for tattoos to get passed down genetically from parent to child?
I mean, ignoring the ridiculousness of this statement, that would be intriguing, wouldn't it? Every single child in the world after a few generations would just look like graffiti boards. That would be absolutely bonkers.
Daddy, why is there a penis on my left hand? Well there, Timmy, some great-great-great-great-great-grandpa decided to play a little prank on all of his descendants. Oh, Daddy, no!
I was wondering if it was possible that if I were to get a tattoo, for example, and had a baby with someone who has tattoos too, could the child be born with these tattoos or develop them later? Someone told me it was true. Is it?
I mean, even if that actually was true, that'd be wild. Per the previous example brought up. Unpaid internship as personal assistant. City of London. Posted. Fight against slavery. Unpaid internship is a charity based in London. We work to fight this of human. Oh, that's a bit ironic. That's funny. If you can marry yourself, you can divorce yourself. In 2015, a woman who tied the knot with herself revealed that she had cheated on herself with a man who was also married to himself. Well, I suppose it's easy to ask for, like, consent of all parties because it's literally just yourself. So I think this is a little bit more, you know, non-dramatic than it's made up to be. Like, who did you actually cheat on? Everyone in the marriage was actually present for the thing and consented, you know? It doesn't seem that dramatic.
No sexuality, it's called Barlow.
Okay, where you are not only attracted to bees. I don't think you should go around doing bees, man. This is like that subreddit, don't put your pee-pee in that. It's gonna be a bad idea.
Yes, it's real. The slur against these people is con.
Please don't say it if you're not Barlow. I love just inventing slurs for myself. That's my favorite pastime. Don't go frick beehives. It's a bad idea, fam. It's a really bad idea. I think the truth of the situation is really going to sting. Oh. Wow, that was funny. Anyway, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here, you beautiful, wonderful little beans, and I will see you in the very near future. Remember to pick up the little plushies. They're here for a limited time only, and they're very cute, just like you are. Do not miss out. Have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah.